Hello trainers, Ganeto here, and today we're diving together into Ultra Premier with a team that is using the basic elements of Pokemon Go and is gonna apply them on a very strong core. We're having the Walrein up on the lead as the water type Pokemon, at the back as the safe switch, the Charizard as the fire one, and of course as a closer we got Trevenant, which is gonna add up some grass coverage. We're having now this amazing Walrein doing a lot of work against that Umbreon, and of course we like the Umbreon here because we just want to keep it away from that Trevenant of ours. Trevenant is gonna go pretty weirdly bad against those dark types, and I'm saying that because those seed bombs are still gonna add up in damage and can outspeed almost every other dark type out there, but still it is gonna lose eventually on that long term of the fight. So keeping hidden that Trevenant might be the key most of the times, like we do over here to win any other bad lead or whatever you have on Ultra Premier. So here we're just gonna go for the big nuke with the blast burn on the gradient. They are gonna block it, but guess what, we can already get to another one, and of course we got the 2 shield advantage here over farming for no reason. We could have just dealt all the damage at them, and I'm just gonna be sure that they are not gonna catch. So when they throw that bullet seed, I'm gonna throw in between there, locking my way here to that blast burn without getting caught. At the back they return now with the Ninetales, which was their lead Pokemon, and now with my Charizard severely gone, I think that we can still go ahead and use the Shadow Ball for big damage on the other Ninetales, and that's gonna be a fantastic game for us. Of course here we can still tank the move because Weather Ball is not the best move around, and of course now we can simply farm down. Into the next one, and we're having the Walrein on its shadow form up against a Pidgeot. You'll love to see it. This is obviously a very good lead for us, so we're just gonna stay in here and let's get to those Icicle Spears as soon as possible. They are gonna take the first one. Big news for my Walrein, and it seems like they're kinda weak at the back at my Walrein, so they want to sacrifice the Pidgeot. I'm just gonna block it once and they come in now with that Jellicent, so they're not switching out. Perhaps they have a grass type of their own, and now my Charizard can do a lot of work against them. So Blaster now against that Swampert, so no grass type, instead we're gonna see the Swampert, and that's why they did not switch out at all. Perhaps they could not gonna sacrifice that Pidgeot that early, perhaps that was a mistake, I don't know. We can still go here for the Icicle Spear. They got to block from a shadow to another at this amount of HP. This Icicle Spear is pretty critical, and they have to double block if they want to have any chance at all. But to be honest, we still got our Trevenant, which can do a lot of work up against them. Just gonna press here for another Icicle Spear, but they end up outspeeding to the Hydro Can, winning that CMP. Down we go, and now Jellicent goes in. We just need to reach to the move, to the Shadow Ball, and that's gonna be a fantastic game once again. So we got for this line a rank 1 for the Ultra League Charizard non-Shadow, a rank 1 Shadow Walrein, which is pretty nuts, and the Trevenant is kinda bad because we do not have any excels at all on this Trevenant, and still you're gonna see that it can do pretty much the whole job that the regular one can do with those excels. So now we're gonna meet up a Blastoise in the switch, and that's pretty good, I guess. So now we can even tank one whole Ice Beam. I'm just gonna get here to that Seed Bomb, and I'm pretty sure we can tank one Ice Beam, so here it comes. We're gonna hurt a lot, but to be honest, we can withstand the damage, and now those Seed Bombs are just gonna take out that Blastoise. With the Blastoise out of the way, perhaps now we can have a much more safer environment for our Charizard for the closing part. And we're gonna get now as soon as possible to the Icicle Spear. They are gonna make an amazing catch to the Samurott. They were definitely expecting this, and now we're gonna keep pressuring with our Earthquake. They're gonna double block the Samurott, putting all their faith into that Pokemon, and all I have to do here is to block twice those Hydro Cannons, and perhaps we can outspeed. I say perhaps because this Pokemon can get there with those Fury Cutters to the Hydro Cannon pretty fast. So let's see, can we do it? Almost pressed there my Dragon Claw. It was not registered right on time, so I'm just gonna throw it now, and they end up bringing the Mach into play. So you press the move, the move is not registered, and that is kinda bad sometimes. But anyways, now all I have to do is to go ahead, take the move and try to overfarm at the point that I have a Blast Burn ready to go and Drain Claw to finish off that Samurott. We can definitely win that CMP, and this Pokemon is getting out of the way. Not even a CMP, but still we took the win. So into the next one now. With the Maiden being up against us, we got the Empoleon up on the lead, so we just have to go for the Earthquake to knock down this Steel type Pokemon. What I want to do right now is to stay in though, tank those moves before I reach to the Earthquake, and I do not want to get caught in between that animation, so I'm just gonna throw when that waterfall is about to hit me, and this time we can absolutely take the second Drill Peck, which means that we can still reach to the second Earthquake for the nuke against that Empoleon. They end up shielding twice, and to be honest, we still got the Trevenant, which can still go pretty well against the Empoleon. Worth using a shield here, and at this point we're just gonna expect the switch out. They are not gonna go for it, so gonna sacrifice the Empoleon in the process. Down they go, and all we need to do now is to wait. They got at the back the Shadow Charizard, and oh boy, this is gonna be pretty tricky. We can still survive the move, able to reach to the Shadow Ball. Big damage on the Shadow Charizard. Down they go. At the back there's gonna be a Fairy type, and we got the Fiery Charizard to bring that fiery hell into their endgame. Let's get now into the next one with the Talonflame upon the lead. And of those Icicle Spears are gonna do a lot of work if we can use them wisely, because we want to use them before they reach to that Flame Charge, taking full advantage of that energy gap from the cooldown between its Incinerate. So here comes now another Icicle Spear, gonna take that shield out of play, and perhaps I want to shield here because I want to pressure even more for a shield. Just gonna overfarm 2 more Powder Snows before they reach to the next move. Here comes now the Icicle Spear. Down they go, gonna protect their Pokemon, and they come in with a Tank Growth. This one is pretty dangerous for my team, because not only it can do a lot of damage to my Walrein, but also it carries the move Rock Slide, which can one-shot down my Charizard, and that is pretty scary for a Grass type. So at this point I'm just gonna take the move. Hopefully they have a double Grass at the back, and guess what, they do. So Venusaur goes in, we got the Charizard, and I'm pretty sure that as soon as they see it, they are gonna top left this battle. Into the next one now with the Walrein facing the Walrein. What a surprise! So bad news here is that my Walrein might be rank 1 for the Ultra League, but also has 0 in attack. So we just need to get there to the Earthquake, and then predict the next one when it happens, so that we can catch it, or try to catch it, on our Charizard. So it ends up that they want to do kinda the same, I guess, but it was too early, so we're gonna respond to that matchup with my Charizard. And the reason I brought the Charizard in is because seeing the matchup coming in so easy, I can be prepared for a second fighter at the back. So that was a thought in an instant, and now I can still go ahead and pressure that Walrein to get fainted with my final Blast Burn. They are not gonna block, down they go. They do not have a second fighter, but instead a Sylveon. So let's get there now to another Blast Burn to obliterate that Fairy type, but of course they are gonna block it. So at this point I'm just gonna go in with the Walrein, because I know I can spend a lot of my time here and energy. Gonna get their shield out of play, and now gonna bring my Shadow Baller, able to reach there to the nuke. I think they're gonna survive, but not with much, so the following Shadow Claw will just do the work. Into the next one now with the Gallade up on the lead. Pretty bad lead, I can say. We just have to get out of there, but first I want to try and catch on my Charizard, because the Leaf Blade is coming. I'm pretty sure about it. Not gonna bring the Trevenant, I want to keep it for the end game, and now Charizard is gonna go in, Leaf Blade is gonna go through, and to be honest, that worked pretty well for them, because now that puts us in the Hydro Cannon range. They can still not finish us off, but a few more matchups will just be enough to farm us down, and we cannot threat them even more. Charizard, if you didn't know, and the high rank Charizard like mine, the rank 1, can still go ahead ahead and flip around that really bad lead if your opponent switches into the Swampert and they get the first Blast Burn. After that, you can still pressure with those wing attacks and Dragon Claws, finishing off the Swampert right on time with the proper shields being spent. So at this point, we're gonna block the next one because we want to farm down. That was poor energy management by my part, to be honest. I should have thrown preserving that shield, but still we're gonna be able to pressure a lot here with the Icicle Spear. Down goes the Gallade, Venusaur goes in, and to be honest, I just have to block here because they cannot farm me down. I can definitely reach to another Icicle Spear after this one. I think we're gonna take the shield out of play. Yes, we are, and now we can still pressure for the next move. They cannot farm down, they will try to, they know that's their only win con, but look at that, those Icicle Spears are just gonna shred apart the grass type, and we're gonna take an amazing victory. Gallade and Stunfisk in the next one, not the best, not the worst though, we're gonna lose it, but not by that much, and if we can land that big earthquake, perhaps we might have a chance overall. So Shadow Walrein here is not the best because it can be too shotted down, and that is always tragic. So we're just gonna take the second one and look at the damage. We can still survive though, and just gonna get now to the next Icicle Spear, and hopefully we took both of them shields out of play. They were not counting correctly, we could not have reached to the second move being an earthquake, so that was a poor shield spent by my enemy, but still we're gonna take advantage of that. Now gonna bring into play my Trevenant, and I believe that if we can take that hit, we might be able to completely farm down. They are gonna switch out to the Talonflame, gonna expect that switch and now bring into play my Charizard. We got to block, respecting that Brave Bird damage, and the fried chicken of death here is just gonna be even more fried up with my Blast Burn from the Lizardon here. And the Dragon Claw is gonna connect for lethal damage at this amount of HP on that Talonflame. Another weak connection message popping up. We don't care about those. What do you have at the back? It is gonna be the Galvantula. Gonna throw a little bit later because of me being afraid here, so that they want to catch on the Stunfisk. This is not gonna happen. Now we're gonna take this victory, and that was a solid play by our Charizard. So sometimes we're gonna use Charizard as our safe switch, sometimes Trevenant, and this is a scenario that you want to use your Trevenant over your Charizard as a safe switch. So they end up having an Ampharos here, and this Pokemon is pretty troublesome. We have to go ahead and use now that Seed Bomb to finish off this Pokemon. They end up taking it, and to my surprise they survived it, so we just have to block here no matter what. Down they go, and Ampharos is a very nice core breaker for this line. Scrafty also is a very good one, but to be honest, Ampharos is just gonna do the extra mile over there. So let's get now to the Icicle Spear after we got that shield. This time it is gonna connect, and look at the damage, looking pretty wonderful. Seed Bomb now is gonna connect to my Walrein, but we can still survive. At the back they have one of the worst possible Pokemon that you can get with my line, and that is gonna be the Grassel. Speaking of core breakers, this one is the most rough one, so we're gonna use the Seed Bomb in an effort that we want them to use their shield, but they are not. They read our team pretty nicely, and that's gonna be a very nice game for them. Into the next one, and the final one, trainers, and we're having the Walrein up against the Shadow Charizard. All we have to do is sustain, use those Icicle Spears, and I'm pretty sure this is not gonna be a Blast Burn. Every single Charizard that I have up on the lead against my Walrein, they always get to the bait, so we're just gonna keep pressuring here, and I'm just gonna take this move as well. Just another Dragon Claw, not gonna fall for that, and we can still farm down even at the scenario that we took the shield out of play. This is looking pretty wonderful for my Walrein. We got now the Blast Burn, which even resisted, it still does a lot of damage to the Talonflame, and we will try to go ahead and reach to the CMP on my Dragon Claw. This is gonna provoke their last shield, which is pretty awesome, and at this point I'm just gonna block as well because this can always be a Brave Bird. Gonna respect the damage, and now gonna get to another Dragon Claw to finish off Talonflame, preserving the shield for the end game. At the back there is gonna be the Trevenant, and that is a solid game. That's all, trainers. Thank you for watching, thank you for staying till the end. Just be sure to leave a huge like before you go, subscribe to the channel if you already haven't, and I hope to see you all into the next one. Take care, trainers.